Hello, my name is Zachary, and today I'm going to be giving you a story time. So I went to New York City in the summer of 2018, and I got to go to where the Twin Towers once stood. It was a surreal experience. We went through the museum, and as you go down the escalator of the museum, you saw a piece of metal. And I'm like, that's from the building. And I'm awestruck because not only was it a piece of the actual buildings, piece of the building, but right where it was hanging, the One World Trade Center, the one built after Freedom Tower, was in the background. And I'm like, wow. Wow. So we headed down into what I would say the belly of the beast. Down below where the towers were, the basement. And then you come at the basement, and there are two large open spaces. And then you see signs and things directing you, and you can see a dark room. Two, in fact, next to each other. What I realized was, while I was there, that's where the towers are. And there was playing in the towers where they used to be. They were showing photos of people who had died either on the planes that hit the towers or inside the towers. So I saw the north room, the room right below the north tower. But I didn't know it was the north. I go into what I realized after was the south tower. I stood under there. Pitch darkness. People were all around. And I felt this strange feeling. This over controllable feeling of being buried alive. I could feel pressure. And yet, the weird thing is, it was an open room. It felt very weird. And then we walked out, and I saw the One World Trade Center, and I looked at the names of those who had died, both in the planes and in the towers. And it was surreal. I never thought I would ever be able to go to New York, and there I am. But knowing that New York and the events that had happened there, when I visited, I was a little concerned that what if something like that happens while I'm here? And so every time I saw a plane, I had this feeling like, please don't, please don't, please. Thankfully, nothing happened, but I was very concerned. And then I got to see the Statue of Liberty. So we get onto a boat and we make our way to the Statue of Liberty. And we came from this side, right here, and we came in. And then we went around and saw this, the Statue of Liberty. And I did, in front of New York Harbor, in front of the Statue of Liberty, in front of the city, I dabbed. I dabbed in front of Manhattan. And there was a museum. At the time we visited, we were needing to have pre-registered 5 to 6 months in advance to go and see and be inside of the Statue of Liberty. And so that was the one thing that we didn't do on the island. But the Statue of Liberty was huge. Huge, I tell you. Huge. And so we moved from Liberty Island to Ellis Island. And we moved to Ellis Island, and we went in for a time, and then we went back. We went to other places like Times Square, and we went through the entire loop of Central Park. It was an amazing experience, and it was very enjoyable. Anyway, that's the story of the time I went to New York City.